Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we'll be talking to an entrepreneur who's become the premier furniture maker for the hospitality industry. That's just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
So when you go to a luxury hotel, sometimes you look around, you see the furniture, and you say to yourself, I know that did not come from a big box store. Where did this beautiful furniture come from? It comes from my next guest, Daniella Menachemson. She is with Stylenations. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. Thank you.
Well, I'm fascinated to learn your journey because I think people take for granted the furniture. They sit down, they have an experience, but they don't really know the detail that goes into it. How did all of this start for you?
Well, it started many years ago. I was not destined to be in furniture. I was meant to be in technology, so hence my conversation with you about the Omniverse. But I started with my father. He was supplying furniture to event companies, and I went in to help him build the range and curate and do the marketing, and that's how it started. And I discovered beautiful, beautiful furniture makers all around the world. And through 15 years, that has become what Stylenations is today.
And I want to brag on her. These are some big name hotels. Hilton, Marriott, Westin, Wynn, the Hyatt, and then you love boutique hotels.
Oh, boutique hotels are our favorite because we really get to play and be creative. And we do, part of what we do at Stylenations, we do a lot of custom bespoke pieces, and we get to do that for boutique hotel owners that are doing 50 rooms or 30 rooms, and they get to really be creative, and we allow them to stretch and do many different things that create these perfect, beautiful spaces.
And we've got some pictures on the screen off of your Instagram, and these are just exquisite. How do you come up with your designs?
So I have an amazing team around me. So it's not just me. And together with the creative team, we come up with, different ways of doing things, different ways of presenting them, playing with colors, doing color blocking, and really, presenting a beautiful story of, the different pieces that we manufacture.
Let's talk about like the texture of the fabric, because that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Huge difference. It really does. And, one of our designers that we work with, furniture makers, is out of Italy, and her name is Cristina Celestino, and she's designed the most beautiful fabrics that we use on the furniture. We've partnered with a beautiful old factory called Biliani in Italy. And we use different colors and different textures to really present and bring those pieces to life.
And you've been on quite a journey the last couple of years because obviously the pandemic, the hospitality industry wasn't aggressively buying furniture a couple of years ago.
No, I mean, when COVID hit, so we had just moved to the US when COVID hit. We had been here for 4 months in Dallas. And it was, oh my goodness, of all industries, hospitality was one of the hardest hit. And, we really galvanized. We started a podcast to really, connect owners, designers, really be a voice for what was going on. And it's really interesting. We've grown as a business, through COVID, and we continue to, look at different and new ways of doing things.
Sure. Let's talk about the supply chain, because that seems to have affected everybody. Did it affect you?
It continues to affect us.
Okay.
Supply chain has been one of the biggest hurdles in throughout the world. And, looking at Long Beach and the weights and, all the different places that we ship from, it is just compounded to huge delays. And from a manufacturing point of view, the supply chain is intact. So we can manufacture on time, we can do everything on that end. It's about shipping it. That's where the issue is. And it's just the compounded issues at transship ports where we're seeing huge delays.
Well, you and I are big fans of EO, so we want to give a shout out to
Yeah.
EO Dallas. Tell us why you joined and what you get out of EO.
So the reason I joined EO is about supply chain.
Really?
Really about supply chain. A girlfriend of mine at the time said, you really should join this organization called EO. It's like-minded entrepreneurs, business owners, and you get to speak to, people in a forum every month about, things that are going on in your world. And at the time, I was having container issues. There's always supply chain issues.
Sure.
And it really, that piqued my interest. And, you can't talk to your girlfriends about, my container's not going through customs. So Forum and EO really gave me that platform to really share my experiences and learn from others.
That's wonderful. You've also been featured in countless magazines. We've got a D Magazine article on the screen. That's got to feel good.
And yeah, it's exciting to be acknowledged.
What would you say your brilliance is? Every entrepreneur brings something to the table. What is your brilliance?
I would say my zone of genius is I don't give up. I believe there is a solution for everything, and I will exhaust all options to find that.
Wow. Are you
Yeah.
constantly, anytime you come into a new environment, are you constantly scanning the room for furniture?
I'm a foodie. I love going to restaurants and going all around wherever I travel. I love going into restaurants and hotels as well. And I'm always scanning, the decor,
Sure.
the aesthetic, the design.
So if you were sitting here talking to a boutique hotel owner right now, what would you be telling him or her about how important the furniture is to the whole experience?
Well, that's, it's fundamental to the whole experience. It, curates, from the moment someone walks in the door of a space, from the scent of the hotel to the textures that they feel, to the colors that they see and explore. It really, it ignites the senses, it's visceral, and it continues all the way through to the rooms.
It creates a mood, doesn't it? So
It's a mood, it's a vibe, and you want people to be in a good vibe in your hotel.
Yeah.
So that's what we help them create.
And you can do everything from kind of the funky, cool, eclectic furniture to the kind of like old traditional oak.
And we love both. We love the funky, cool, and we like the traditional, and we like playing with both styles. So we like doing, all the different traditional to the contemporary or modern in everything that we do. And we play with colors and do things differently, but yeah, we love playing with different styles.
Where do you see this going? As you
Well-
look into your crystal ball, what do you see?
Well, I love technology. I'm really passionate about technology, and I'm really interested to see how we can get more involved in creating hospitality solutions in the omniverse, the metaverse.
So help me appreciate that. Is that where your client is wearing goggles and is able to see
Yeah.
what the room would look like?
Really walk through the space, look at the furniture, play around with it, see how, play around with the furniture and move it around.
Wow.
And, where it will look better and, lighting, texture, colors, you can change things and really, collaborating with other people in projects on how to best get an outcome that they want.
Wow. We're almost out of time. What would you like to leave the audience with?
Just keep on going and have a mind that's open to everything.
I love it. I love it.
That is my message.
And have a world of your own design.
And a world of your own design. Yeah.
So we're going to end with her website, which is stylenations.com. Daniella, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Lovely to be with you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.